911. Then a panic-stricken mother races to save her child as her car speeds toward a busy intersection.
I thought, dear God, he's gonna die.
Don't miss the next Rescue 911.
Meet extraordinary people who found the strength to change their lives and overcome obesity. A celebration of self-determination and will. Don't miss I Lost It. Continues next on Discovery Health Channel.
There's no feeling more helpless than being unable to come to the aid of a loved one in need, as Heidi Nunez discovered on December 18th, 1985, near her home in Redlands, California.
I was on my way to pick up my daughter from school. She was in kindergarten at the time.
Heidi was 5 months pregnant with her third child.
I had my son, Matthew, in the back seat in his car seat, and we headed off towards the school. I pulled up alongside the curb, and I left the car running because the starter on the car was bad. And sometimes if you shut the car off, it wouldn't always start up again. And I thought that my son would be okay because he was in his car seat.
I was waiting for my mom to pick me up, and she came across the street and picked me up by the playground.
I grabbed her hand and we turned around, and my car was going down the street with my son in the front seat. My first reaction was just to go after it, to see if I could catch it, but it just seemed like the faster I ran, the faster the car was going. And I thought, oh, God, if there's a God, make my legs run faster. And I couldn't run any faster, and my son was crying for me. The further away the car got, the faster it was going. And it started heading towards houses. And I thought, dear God, I know he's gonna die because it was going so fast and it was so out of control.
Mailman Alex Verdeo had just begun his daily route.
I heard this crashing noise. I looked down the street, and I seen this car popping out of this neighbor's yard, and I noticed that there was no one driving in it, and I could hear a kid screaming in the car. The boy was standing on the front seat. So there was that thought that if I'm not able to stop this car is going to hit whatever it's going to hit, being a car, being a house, this little kid's going to fly through that windshield. And something in my mind told me that I was the only one there that could do something.
The car was quickly approaching a busy intersection, less than 100 feet ahead. When Alex finally managed to bring the car to a stop, it was just 20 feet short of the intersection. But both he and Matthew were unharmed.
The mother came down. She was crying and gave her to the boy.
I held my son, and it felt so good because for a split second there, I thought I'd never be able to hold my baby again.
When it was over, I picked up my mail, picked up my satchel, and started going back to work again. And I started thinking of what I just did, and I started getting scared. I started shivering and started shaking because it happened so quick that I didn't have time to be scared during this whole time, okay? So I got scared after it happened.
5 years have passed. For Heidi and Gennaro Nunez and their children, that day is still a vivid memory.
I learned that there are people who aren't afraid to risk their own life to save another.
What do you have for dinner? Let me guess, McDonald's.
And I've learned that you never, under no circumstances, ever leave your children unsupervised in a car.
Okay, we'll chase them, knowing we don't have wings.
Alex came and grabbed onto the handle, and he stopped the car, and he put the car in the park, and he took me to my mom. He's a hero because he saved my life.
When I see Alex and Matthew together, there is a bond between them. I feel it, Matthew feels it, and I hope Alex feels it.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.